welcome to the Non-Binary Show. I'm Mika and I'm non-binary.
I'm Sam and I'm bisexual.
We've been going out for less than a year and we're already getting married.
And that means there's a lot we still don't know about each other.
So each episode we pick a different topic and have an honest conversation.
Today, LGBT hate within the LGBT community.
Yeah, not great. If anyone's will be triggered by this, I wouldn't recommend listening.
No.
Just listen to the news, though.
Okay, we've got two pieces of good news. This is positive stuff.
Yeah, so
Okay.
listen to the news and then trigger warning after that.
School headmaster inspired by his students to make history coming out as gay to pupils in online assembly.
That's so cute.
Everything about that headline is amazing, isn't it?
It's always nice to see older people coming out as well.
Yeah.
How old is he?
I'm not sure it says in this article.
Because I just realized I assumed that he's old. He's older.
Just in this picture, he looks like he might be in his 40s.
Oh yeah,
maybe.
still older.
Yeah.
Still very brave for a teacher.
Yeah.
Especially head teacher to come out. It's really cute.
This guy's name is Nicholas Hewlett. He is head teacher at St Dunstan's College in Catford in southeast London. He said a conversation with a student who spoke about being gay bolstered him to do the same ahead of their school's LGBT plus week. He said that if he doesn't make this kind of gesture, then he's not doing a very good job in being a teacher, because then the kids won't feel like school is a safe place.
Yeah, that is a very good example. Yeah, that is a very good example.
He thinks he's going to be the first head teacher, like, in the job, in the whole country to do this, to come out.
Yeah. That is really like a history.
Yeah.
He did make a history. That's always nice to see.
Not long ago, I was doing interviews with the pupils, and one of them was talking about how comfortable he was about being gay. I was so blown away by the courage of him that something flipped in my head. I thought then of my own situation and thought, this is ridiculous. Here I am as a happily married gay man, and the children do not know that at school. There will be kids who are struggling with their own sexuality and who would benefit from knowing that you can be happy and gay, and I have a privileged position to show them that.
Yeah.
I felt that I owed it to the pupils to be open and courageous too. I'm inspired by them.
Yeah.
That's really nice.
That's what I said. That's what I always say. Like, even the slightest exposure as a gay person or like as LGBT person, a slightest exposure helps other people, because you give them courage, even if it's like teeny tiny courage.
Yeah.
Still give them some.
Oh, he said, I'm glad that I'm coming out in an online assembly. If I were delivering it from the stage, who knows if I might cry.
Oh.
At least if you're doing an online assembly, you can pre-record it.
Yeah.
Because I know teachers who are pre-recording their lessons and then just screening it like a video.
Yeah.
Letting pupils just watch back and forth if they need something repeating.
Yeah, that is good actually for someone like, if you zone out. Yeah, that's good.
15 years ago, I was told by a senior colleague in the school I was then working in that as an openly gay man, it would be virtually impossible for me to become a headmaster.
Yeah. Dream on.
I told you about my head teacher, didn't I? She was gay.
Yeah. And everyone knew it.
Everyone knew it because she looked gay.
Oh.
She never came out.
She didn't have to.
No, not really. I mean, she had stereotypical. She had the short haircut and she wore the pantsuits every day. And then there was also a rumor going around that she was living with a woman called Donna.
Lucky Donna. Though still people sometimes believe that, like, they don't think that you're gay. I had this at work.
Yeah.
Like, some people are like, oh, I didn't know you were gay.
You're a walking stereotype.
Look at me.
Who doesn't know you're gay? How can no one know you're gay?
I even wear, like, we have uniforms at work. But when it's summertime and I can wear shorts, I wear colorful socks.
Yeah.
And some of them has pride on it.
Yes.
Really?
Well, Speaking of pride, this goes to our next news article, also positive.
Yeah.
Right? I was very excited to show you this one. Earlier this week, we started watching Drag Race together.
Yeah, I had the courage to start it.
I told you, if you watch one episode, it's very hard not to watch the rest.
Yeah, it's actually quite good. I recommend it.
Yeah. Well, this year, I wanted you to watch it because in the last couple of weeks in the news, there was discussion amongst the queens about being non-binary.
Yes.
And I thought you would appreciate that. So I
Yeah.
wanted you to be a part of that conversation. So Ginny Lemon and Bimini Bombulash, love that name, by the way. They had a bit of a emotional chat about being non-binary. I think these kinds of discussions on something like Drag Race does open up awareness.
Yeah, for sure. Some people might not know what non-binary is and might never seen it online. Like, something's wrong with, like, not wrong, but something's not right. You don't feel nice in your skin as a woman or a man, but still you don't want to change the gender completely to an opposite, and you don't know what the term is, and like maybe you don't know how to Google it. There are things, or you don't even think about it, but then you hear non-binary, and then you hear this conversation, what they talked about, like that it didn't feel right, and then it hits you that, oh shit, it might be me.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people are because it's on TV and people have that opportunity to talk about it. Some people are actually coming out because of this on Drag Race.
Yeah.
And that's amazing.
Yeah.
So it started out when Ginny was asked by RuPaul why they don't try and go for sexy drag queen. They always go for like comedy, like, or kooky, or like weird looking.
Yeah.
And I think they said something like they've never felt comfortable in their body. They've never thought they could pull off sexy.
Yeah.
And I think the conversation kind of went from there. It was it Sister that asked them why they wear the colour yellow all the time?
I don't know. I know that they're good friends, but I don't remember.
Yeah, I
don't remember details.
I can't remember anymore now. But they were asked why they wear the colour yellow all the time, and they said it's for healing and positivity, and also it's a non-binary colour.
Yeah.
So and then it kind of went from there, didn't it?
Fun fact, I always loved yellow.
Yeah.
Since I was a kid, I always loved yellow.
Okay. See, for me, I've always liked blue, pink and purple. Sometimes I think I'm just bisexual because I like the colours of the flag.
Yeah.
So it says here, for years and years, I just didn't know what I was. I didn't know whether I was a boy or a girl. I just didn't know. And that's why I wear yellow, because it doesn't say anything. It doesn't define me as anything. That we'll probably talk about more when we look at gender norms in fashion.
Yeah.
Because we'll probably talk about the pink and blue thing for boy and girl.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they have this conversation with Sister, and then Bimini's overhearing it, and then they join in as well. And they're just, you can see them being so happy because, oh my God, there's another one.
Another one, yeah. It's always my reaction. It's always your reaction if you see non-binary person or hear about them. You're just like, oh my God, they're non-binary as well.
Yeah. I liked when Bimini said, non-binary isn't a new thing, it's just a new term.
Yeah.
People don't get this. They think that new genders are just coming in all the time because it's a trend. No.
That's the thing. I saw a post on Facebook in non-binary group, and someone was just asking if they can make their own term with mixed genders because they don't feel that they find themselves in those labels, and they want to label themselves somehow. And someone said the same thing.
Yeah.
There was non-binary before. There wasn't.
Yeah.
And now there is, because someone thought about it. That was the label they were comfortable with, and a lot of people felt the same. But if you don't find your own label, make it the label.
Yeah.
If you like them. I'm myself not the best with labels.
Oh, I love a good label.
I do identify as non-binary.
Yeah.
And gay, but I never liked lesbian.
Yeah.
And I don't feel the need to tell everyone that I'm non-binary, and I don't feel the need to tell everyone I'm gay, feel like if you know, you know. If you don't, that doesn't matter to
Yeah.
me, because like you're not worth knowing.
I think having a label, though, for me anyway, having a label helps me identify myself.
Yeah, to understand yourself. Yeah, that is to understand that you are okay, because there are more like you.
I like knowing that there is a word for something that I feel, and that's why I had such a strong reaction when I realised that there's a word for gender flux.
Yeah, there's a word
That's
for how
why-
you feel. Yeah.
Yeah. So having a word sometimes really does help.
Yeah.
For me, anyway.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, that's the thing, like I don't like labels to repeat them and tell everyone about them.
Yeah.
But it's nice to know that there are more people identifying like you, and like there is a term for you.
Yeah. But there are other words out there for different genders, not just non-binary.
There are demigirls, demiboys,
Gender fluid.
fluid.
Two-spirit.
There's many more.
I know. It's like... But this is the thing, though. It's not a new thing.
It's not.
It's just that we finally have the words to put to those things.
And we have the courage
Yes.
to say those words out loud. That's the most important thing, because you can think of words yourself, but then still be scared to tell everyone else because they will think you stupid.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of thing. That brings us to the actual topic.
Yes, it does.
And for people who are sensitive to hate and these kind of things, like when we're going to talk about hate in LGBTQ community.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, so for people who are sensitive to this kind of thing, I would suggest not to listen more.
So, trigger warning here on in.
Yeah.
Okay, there's your warning.
Thanks for listening for those who can't listen more.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Are they gone now?
I hope so.
Okay.
I hope we're not gonna offend anyone, and this is just purely from experience, from like my experience, your experience, from other people's experience I read on Reddit or Facebook groups. It's not nice, and like it always makes me sad to see that some people can hate each other when they've been through the same experiences. It's like it doesn't matter if you went through a difficult time with your sexuality or your gender. You still had the same experiences with being afraid and scared, and like how can you hate someone like you? It just blows my mind all the time.
I know.
It's just so do you want to share your experience?
This obviously comes under biphobia as well. Most of the time, if I get biphobia, it's because of who I'm with at the time.
Yeah.
So when I was dating a man, this was like a 7-year relationship, and I realised I was bi 3 years in, and as soon as I told someone, I think I was talking on Messenger, and this was my first bit of biphobia ever, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, this is unpleasant.
Yeah, it's never nice.
Should get used to it now then.
Yeah. It's never nice.
So I was talking with someone on Messenger, and I was saying, oh, I'm bisexual, and they just suddenly started asking me, oh, but you're going out with a man? I'm like,
that's the term of bi.
yeah, that's it's not really the point, yes. But yes, I am dating a man. It's like, well, have you ever been with a girl? Like, no. At the time, I hadn't. And they said, well, how do you know you're bi if you've not been with a girl? I'm like, how about the fact that it's because how I feel? I know I'm attracted to girls. This person was having none of it. So I just blocked them.
Yeah, so
I ain't having any of that energy.
The thing with bi people and pan people and like any sexuality really.
Yeah.
If you had never had sex with someone, if you never dated anyone, if you never kissed anyone, if you never talked to anyone, you still the sexuality you identify as.
Yeah.
Like even if you're gay but you never been with another person,
Yeah.
you're still gay. And it goes for every sexuality out there. You're still valid, as it doesn't matter. You will go through those experiences, but if you feel like something is different with your sexuality, like you're not straight, that means you're not straight.
Yeah.
That's it. Because if you ever have doubts about your sexuality or your gender, that means you're not straight and you're not cis, or like you have some extra term to your gender. That's how I told you the first time you talked about your gender.
Yeah.
And I said, if you have any doubts, that means there's something there. There is something there. Yeah.
And that's probably why I broke down so much.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh my God, it's true. It makes sense now. Yeah, it was very dramatic that day.
Yeah. And so was that person LGBT person or not?
I don't know. Probably not.
Okay. So they just got mad that you left the team.
Yeah.
Left the straight team.
Damn it.
Yeah.
The other thing that upsets me is when people hear, oh, you like more than 2 genders. Doesn't that just mean you're pan then? No.
Yeah.
If you like the word bi to identify you, then keep using it.
Yeah, that's
I don't
the
like
thing.
the word pan for me, and I'm not going to look down on anybody who does like the word pan for them. No.
I had some backlash a while ago as well. I did comment something about you, that my girlfriend, my fiance, is bi and blah blah. I don't remember what was it about, but I mentioned you and you are bi and I'm non-binary. I'm like, they know that. And someone commented, "Oh, that means they pan because they're attracted to a non-binary person." And I was just like, "Listen, she said she's bi, and I believe her."
Yeah.
And then someone comes with the term and that, like, it's okay if you don't know. If you don't know the difference between pan and bi, and like you genuinely don't know, just ask nicely instead of saying, no, you're wrong about your sexuality.
Yeah,
like,
I think I know myself more than anybody else.
yeah, I think that too. And then like that is sad.
Yeah.
I know I was the same. When we met, I was scared of bi people. I didn't know anything about bi people. And by that time, I didn't tell you that I was non-binary, and I didn't tell myself properly yet. And it was scary because I didn't know how you'll react. Because in my head, it meant if I come out as non-binary, your term as bi will have to change, and that gives trouble to you. But then there was a lot of research and like a lot of memes go through and stuff, and like I found out that no, that's not that's not the case, that's not true. That's the thing, because people the hate comes through for some reason when there's not supposed to be hate, still comes through, because I don't know why. People are just bad, I guess.
Well, we've been watching a documentary series from Apple TV. At the moment, we're watching Visible.
Yeah.
It's called Visible, out on television. And the last episode we watched touched on bisexual characters coming into mainstream TV.
Yeah.
And it started out as a joke, like being bisexual is just a halfway point on your way to coming out as gay, that kind of thing. And then people just don't take you seriously because you're just jumping between gay and straight if you go out with a man or a woman. Again,
that's just like no need for hate. Even if you identify as bi and along the way you realize you're gay, it's okay.
That's okay.
People change. Even if you go back to straight because you realize maybe you're not that attractive to people and you want to identify as straight, go ahead. There's nothing wrong with that. You experimented. Or you just realized it's not for you and you don't like it anymore. People change. Like, it's just... That's the thing, like the hate. There's no need for hate in this place. Because everyone it's their own business.
I mean, sexuality is a spectrum. Just like gender is a spectrum, right? So you could be just a little bit attracted to your own gender. You could be just a little bit attracted to the opposite gender. You don't have to be directly in between. You don't have to show that every waking moment of your life that you are attracted to both.
And I actually found a really interesting person in one of the groups. She said she's bi. She said, I'm bisexual, but I consider myself 95% gay. So that means like there are some bi people who are more attracted to one gender than another.
Yes.
But like they still sometimes attracted to like both, but it's more rare to be attracted to the one of the genders. And she said, I'm 95% gay, but I found this amazing man.
Yeah.
And now he's my husband. So
And what's wrong with that?
yeah, so that's the thing. Like even if you like, she was thinking about herself as she probably won't be with a man because she's not attracted to them as much.
Yeah.
She found an amazing guy and now they married and she's like, she couldn't be happier. And like, that's the thing. You don't have to hate.
I know.
Because it's her life. She's happy. What's wrong with that?
When we were trying to get into the dating game, we were both on Tinder.
Yeah.
And you actually told me you nearly swiped left on me because you saw that I was bi.
So the problem with bi people and me and Tinder...
Yeah.
and stereotypes and hate in LGBT community. Again, everyone has this hate because there are stereotypes about like everything. And I was one of those bad people who had that hate. I was scared of bi people, especially bi girls. A lot of them say bi, but they're actually curious. Or they say bi, but they want feminine girls.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. And I didn't... Like, for me, it felt like it would be more complicated than it should. And, like, I didn't know anything about bi people, and I didn't want to. And I'm not saying that it's a good thing. I wasn't good at that. And I know, like, I wasn't right. But with you, it was a chance. It just happened, and then slowly I learned so much now about bi people.
Yeah.
And I learned to love everyone, and it actually opened my mind more, not just about bi people, about everything.
Yeah.
And as a non-binary person, I usually joke about it. I say non-binary is like bi, but in gender.
Yeah.
Because we are not halfway, we are not like it there.
You
there's
are a
lot
whole
of
other
it's
thing,
like
yes.
a lot of hate comes in the same way on non-binary people as on bi people. So now when I actually looked into bisexuals more, and I actually start feeling bad for them as well, like because there's a lot of stereotypes.
Yeah.
And like there's even more stereotypes than for non-binary people, because it's still sexuality and there's still people thinking that bi people cheat, bi people are not serious, and that's the thing. What?
Oh my god. I just remembered. I can talk about this now. I forgot. You know, when we did our episode on our coming out stories, and I said I wanted to talk about this thing, and then when it came to recording, I completely forgot. I can talk about it now. About a month after I came out on Facebook as bi, I wrote a rap.
Do you want to wrap it now?
No, I'll have to find a good beat.
Oh man. I have a problem with that bi rap.
Why?
Because it's about women and men.
Yes, well, that was because...
You didn't know that non-binary existed, and that's okay.
Honestly, no, I did not.
Yeah, I didn't know that non-binary existed back then too.
Yeah. And like you said, you ended up learning a lot about bisexual people, and now I've learned a lot about MBs. And now I'm in a lot of MB groups on Facebook. I'm in more MB groups than bisexual groups.
Yeah.
And I'm not even MB.
Because we had experience, like you are bi, so you had more experience with hate with like within the community being bi, and I heard like I've seen a lot of, especially girls. That's the thing. Like I don't see more men being bi. It's like very rare to see a post about men.
Yeah.
Maybe they don't want, like maybe they're scared to come out. A lot of people don't even think that bi men exist, and it's like it's really sad.
Yeah.
Because like you don't see that more of them. So most of the posts I've seen are women, and I've seen this one post where a woman is married to a man, but man is very supportive. Like her husband is very supportive, and he's like reminding her that she's bi all the time, and like he's just there, and she wants to go to prides and all that kind of stuff, and she actually have a lot of hate from other people in pride, where this is the thing about, like it's all about
she
us,
looks straight,
because she brings her husband and like, what are you doing here? But
no, that's not how it's supposed to be.
Yeah, exactly. It's not how it's supposed to be, and it's sad. And if you hate bi people for the reason that they are with the man, I have a thing on my notes where I just wrote a bunch of things that are affected by hate.
Yeah.
I have bi and non-binary people.
Yeah.
Asexuals, intersex, trans, men hate and women hate. So here comes when so when a lesbian finds out she's a lesbian,
Yeah.
most of the time, not all, again, like you can't generalize everyone and say, but a lot of women who come out as gay hate men.
Yeah.
And if you are, and a lot of like, if they're gay and they find someone bi, they start putting that hate on that, like, oh, you hate, you dated men, and like, it's like men stupid, men worthless, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
We don't need that. We are hated as LGBT. We're hated by straight people a lot.
Yeah.
And now we bringing that, like, if you want to be understood, you have to understand yourself first. Like, you have to love someone else so they love you back, instead of just firing guns back and forth. It won't bring you peace. It's just, yeah, and a lot of men hate. And in gay community, there's a lot of women hate for men who dated women before, because they didn't know they'd come out. And today we saw Grace and Frankie.
Yeah.
Season 3 something. So
Yeah.
spoiler alert. Not really much spoiler, but
No,
still.
no. So there was a part where Robert has just gotten the part in a musical, and he invited the rest of the cast over his house for drinks.
And they're all gay.
They are all gay. This is like a gay exclusive theatre company.
Yeah.
And Sol accidentally, well, I don't actually know if it was an accident.
No, he wanted everyone to know that they were married for 40 years, both of them.
Yeah.
To women.
Yeah, and Robert was immediately embarrassed because he felt like Sol had outed him again. And he felt like having all these gay friends where he could just be gay and not the gay guy that was straight for 40 years, in his words, not as.
Yeah.
He wanted a nice community where he could feel comfortable, and then he felt like Sol just took it away from him.
Yeah.
So
and some people did have bad looks, did look at him badly because he was with the women, with the woman for so long, and that is not good, and you shouldn't do that.
Yeah, there's a thing called Gold Star Gay or Gold Star Lesbian, where you, exactly what you said, where you haven't been in a relationship with someone of the opposite sex before realizing that you're gay. And then there's a Platinum Star Gay, where, like, this is where it gets funny as well, where you were born from C-section and you literally have had no interaction with a vagina at all. I like that.
Interesting. Yeah, so again, the things we don't understand, we hate, usually.
Yeah.
Asexuals. And aromantics as well.
See, I don't understand that, but I've got no reason to hate on them.
Yeah, so if you don't know what asexual is or aromantic, so asexual is the person who just doesn't want to have sex. Like, he doesn't have a sex drive. Like,
I know what they are, but I just don't understand it, like, as much as I understand MBs. That's what I mean.
Yeah. So the thing is, there's nothing to understand because it's not your business.
Yes.
Yeah, like, you don't go to someone's bedroom to see how they have sex unless you're a perv. But that's why we have internet these days. So you don't have to go in people's houses and look at how they have sex. So if someone doesn't want to have sex for the whole life, it's okay.
That's okay.
And they can identify as asexual if they want to. A romantic is the person who doesn't feel romantic relations.
Yeah,
like,
that doesn't necessarily mean that they don't want sex.
Yes.
They can have sex. Maybe they do want sex.
Yes.
Because you can just be ace. You could just have no romantic or sexual attraction to
that
anybody.
exists as well.
That exists too.
And that's the thing. even if in like long run, even if in the end they turn out that they want to be with someone and have sex, and it doesn't mean they were never ace.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean they don't exist. That's the thing we need to understand, that people change and it's okay, and they shouldn't be embarrassed to come out as something else. Like, I know some people, again in bi community on Reddit, she realized she's lesbian, and she said, I'm sorry, I'm lesbian, I realized this, and I'll leave. And everyone was just like, don't leave. Just because you realize that you're not bi doesn't mean you, like, we hate you or something.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's okay if it changes. It's okay if you're gay and you realize that you might be bi. It's okay if you're gay and you realize you might be pan.
Yeah.
It's okay if you were pan and you realize you're just gay. It's okay. But anyway, it's okay.
It's okay, people.
Yeah, it's okay and you're valid.
I think that's kind of become our slogan
It
on our
is,
socials, isn't it?
it's not enough to just say it once. Just, you valid,
You are valid, you are valid, you are valid.
Because that's what we need. More validation for people who we like.
We
some
need to
people
stop
are
turning on
minority.
each other.
Yeah,
It's bad enough
exactly.
we get it from straight people,
Exactly.
basically.
Just because you don't. And transphobia.
Oh,
This is the worst thing. Like, it's okay if you don't want to date a like. Yeah, this is gonna be difficult.
you don't have to talk about it if you don't want to.
Not difficult to talk. Difficult to put the sentence right so no one gets offended. So I've seen a lot of posts and comments about people saying, I don't want to date a trans man because he will still have a vagina. And I don't want to date a trans woman because she'll still have a penis, like pre-operation. And it's okay, but when you meet someone, like we met on Tinder, and you see someone, you don't know what's in their pants. And the wrong thing is when they tell you that they're pre-op and that they're trans, and then you don't want to go out with them. That's when it's transphobic. Because if you feel a connection, I'm sure you will find ways to have sex without being grossed out. I'm sure there's when you love someone, it won't love or just attracted to or just click.
Yeah.
It won't matter. And if you just if you don't want to go out with them just because they told you they're trans, you are transphobic. I'm sorry, but you have to go and check out yourself. Because this is not good. This is not cool. In the same way, someone don't want to be friends with you because you're gay.
Yeah.
It's in the same way. Everyone's allowed to their opinion, but hate is not an opinion.
Hate is just hate.
Hate is hate. And you need to go to a doctor.
There's no other way around that word.
No. Thanks for listening to this episode of The Non-Binary Show.
You can follow and message us on Instagram at non.bi.neri or over on Facebook at facebook.com/non.bi.neri.show.
We're posting a lot more podcast updates and stuff from our personal lives, but most of the time you'll see queer memes.
You can also send us a voice message on Anchor at anchor.fm/non-binary. That's all one word, no dots.
Send us a voice message and you might be in our next episode.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.